Hi, this is Vishy Datsatan, your host for Essence in Fitness video series. A friend came to visit a couple. The husband and the friend started chatting about old age, and the wife went to the kitchen to prepare some refreshments. The husband started talking about how his wife had really lost her hearing. To illustrate the point, he gets up and walks toward the kitchen where his wife was busy at the kitchen sink. From 10 steps away, he asks, "Honey, what do we have for dinner?" No response. He winks at the friend and moves ahead 5 steps and asks the same question louder. "Honey, what do we have for dinner?" Again, no response. He looks back at his friend with a smile of triumph and walks right behind his wife and asks the same question much louder this time. "Honey, what do we have for dinner?" The wife turns around and says, "For the 3rd time, we have barbecued fish and brown rice." Recurring problems, being unhappy with results, not being able to keep the results we gain have something in common. We believe what we experience has a solution outside of ourselves. We try to acquire things to help and try to get rid of things we think are obstacles. It may help you if instead of trying to acquire things or trying to get rid of things, if you begin working on developing a personal internal process and adaptable external skills, which could help you keep your success long after you reach your goal. If you are too focused, worried, or even afraid about a specific goal, you are not really thinking about the steps beyond that goal, and you are not preparing for it. What do you think would happen if you are not prepared for what success brings? Study the lives of those who won lottery tickets. Study your own life. What do you usually do within 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months of reaching a goal? If you reach a goal, in many cases we come across the illusion of solving a problem, like losing weight. The reality is we have learned steps that are only effective within a very confined environment. As soon as something unexpected happens, we lose the results we gained because we have not developed the skills to deal with what life brings. Adaptable personal skills are designed to help you plan based on what is expected and adapt to what is unexpected. Essence in Fitness is a learning environment that guides you and challenges you to develop these personal skills to reach your goals, to keep your success, and to move on to greater achievements you may not think possible right now. A spiritual master, after teaching me about real self and boundaries of responsibility, taught me this lesson. We learned through outward expression of self. That lesson had 2 parts. First, traveling inward to the deep resources of your heart and mind to increase your awareness of yourself, and at the same time to externally express this greater awareness. Over the years, I have seen clients follow this process and go on a journey of self-discovery that reveals so many amazing things. Not all of what they found were pleasant, but all the steps were necessary for them to reach the goals they did not even know they had. But you need to set a purpose to this journey of self-discovery. What would be the point of a deep understanding of yourself if you cannot express yourself, if you cannot apply what you learned to effectively solve day-to-day problems, if you cannot learn to live instead of just exist from one day to the next? Let's go back to the lessons we have been working on and Sabrina. One of the most effective tools I know of for you to develop the ability to become aware of what is within your heart, your mind, and your life, and then apply it to solve problems is writing with purpose. I went through part of this writing process and reasons for it in the Book of Life video on problem solving. My second recommendation to Sabrina was to begin keeping a journal. Keeping a journal is one of the basic steps in introduction to resistance training. Think of the forces that pull on your mind and your emotions internally and externally to be similar to the force of gravity that pulls on your physical body. In body weight training, doing push-ups and squats with correct form builds your muscles in your upper body and in your lower body. Part of the correct form is to resist the force of gravity in a very specific way so that you do not waste your time or injure yourself. The act of writing and keeping a journal effectively is part of the act of becoming the author of your book of life. This requires that you resist the distracting forces in your life for the duration of the journal with a very specific form. Your ability to resist these internal and external forces builds your inner muscles, muscles to act instead of react, muscles to plan instead of drift, muscles to reach and sustain a state of success instead of lose hope and quit. In Sabrina's case, I started her journaling education by focusing her attention on nutrition. Nutrition impacts mind, emotions, and the body. Nutrition is a great start. I asked Sabrina to include the following steps in her journal. Number 1, what times of the day she ate. Number 2, what she ate at each meal. Number 3, how she felt before, during, and after she ate. Number 4, look for what she could improve based on her current knowledge. Number 5, write down her plan on how to improve what she could improve. All of these steps helped Sabrina detach herself and look at her puzzle from above. From high above, she saw more of her life and her activities and had more control over moving different pieces of her puzzle to positions that served her instead of positions that harmed her. The first 3 steps provided a simple framework for Sabrina to focus her mind and observe her emotions. There were no guidelines, no right or wrong, just observation and recording. The last 2 steps helped Sabrina to continue being the author of her book of life and validate what she already knew. It didn't matter that she didn't know everything. It was important for Sabrina to begin trusting herself and practicing being in charge of her observation, planning, and implementation. Sabrina had decided a few things she wanted to change after she read the book in the previous video. In Sabrina's case, in the first week, she noticed the following and began the planning process to improve them. Number 1, Sabrina noticed that she, like most Americans, was dehydrated because she misunderstood the connection between hydration, drinking, and the sensation of thirst. Her brain and her body could not function correctly. Number 2, she found out that her first meal was around 10 or 11 a.m. She was starving her body for about 14 hours per day. Number 3, she found out she was stressed because she was rushed, and she was rushed because she did not plan. Number 4, Sabrina recorded in her journal that she felt deprived and hungry in the afternoons and full and guilty at night after she ate. Sabrina did not like either sensations. I continued asking the same things from Sabrina. Keep her daily journal. Look for what she believed needed to be improved and provide a written plan to improve what she believed she could improve for the next day. She naturally reached a state to ask for help. About a week She told me she still craved sweets on some nights and could not control it. She wanted to know what she was missing. I had already given the help she needed in my third recommendation. She had forgotten by now. In the next video, we'll go over my third recommendation to Sabrina. In the meantime, let me leave you with this. Write down what you did today. What do you believe needs to be improved? What is your plan to improve what you know you can improve for tomorrow?